Hey, how's it going out there, folks? The Philosopher's Stone back at you with another vid. So I was, sitting here thinking about what sort of video to do today, because I like to do videos every day, really. But I'll give you guys a break, so I try to switch it up a bit. Every second day. So this is day 2. And what come to me this morning was addiction, once again, right? I've done a few videos on addiction and, how I've been able to stay sober now for 3 years. And the thing is, any kind of addiction, right? When people get immersed in a destructive habit, such as alcohol or drugs or porn or gambling or whatever it is, right? Let's use alcohol. For me, that was my weakness, man. That's the one that got me, right? That's the one that crippled me. And there's a lot of people out there I know who suffer with addiction. A lot. And the thing is, you'll never be able to really see it for what it is. You'll never be able to look at yourself through another person's eyes, right? So I used to do these videos I'd get drunk, and we're going back like years ago, but I'd get drunk and I'd go on Facebook Live and I'd just fucking just be making a complete ass out of myself, right? And just doing goofy shit and whatever we do when we're drinking, right? And I'd forget that I'd done the video. So I'd drink and then I'd pass out, and then next day I'd wake up and, I'd go on Facebook and I'd say fucking live video, half an hour long, 20 minutes long, like 20 live videos, right? And lots of views, of course. People were just entertained by that, of course, right? But I wasn't. It's the worst thing you could ever see in the morning is your drunken carcass on freaking live camera making an ass out of yourself. But hey, you know what? I got to see who I was when I was a drunken fool. A lot of people don't see it. A lot of people just get immersed in that addiction and they just sit and they're in this dark place, man, and they really can't see themselves for what they truly are or what they're doing to themselves, right? Fortunate enough for me, I like to go on camera. So I like to say to people, try to get a higher perspective on yourself. Get over yourself. I've heard people say that to me before, right? Get over yourself. That normally comes with someone with like an inflated ego too, right? Just a over-identification with themselves, right? Just thinking they're like, I'm the fucking king shit. Nobody gets fucking superior to me. My shit don't stink, right? Like that kind of thing, right? But when we use that metaphor in addictions, to get over yourself, I almost like to use the the metaphor of like being in a video game, right? You know how you can play a video game in first person mode where you just see like the character's hand, right, in a shooting game or something like that, or you see yourself in the third person mode where you actually see the full character, right, and you're basically operating the character. So if you can look at yourself in the third person through a higher perspective and see yourself where you are, what you're doing, how you're acting, what kind of friggin' energy you're pushing out, the negative, the hate, the victim mindset, just destroy your life and then blame other people for it, right? Other people are always the problem when you're suffering from addiction. It's always another person's fault, man. This is the thing, right? We can't take responsibility for our actions because our actions are just so, well, depending on how you get when you drink. I mean, we've all done a lot of crazy stuff, man. Now, drinking is just one thing. It's just one aspect. You get into hardcore drugs like crack and fentanyl and cocaine and fucking morphines and all that shit, man. A different ball game once again. And, you know, people just want to numb out from their reality. And I've said this before in videos. They create a reality through these flawed perceptions, delusions, and they're just not conscious enough to really understand what's happening. So they get sucked into their own creation, they get sucked into their own illusion, they get sucked into their own delusions. And it becomes a dark, dark place, and it's a very hard place to come out of, man. But sometimes darkness can show you the light. And this is the thing, man. It sometimes takes a long, long time. Sometimes it takes you to hit rock bottom, whatever your rock bottom is, to lose everything, wind up on the streets, wind up sleeping in a tent. Maybe you fell on your face one too many times. Maybe you've ruined one too many relationships. Maybe you've lost one too many jobs. Whatever it is, right? There's a point in your life where you've got to like say, wait a minute. And you got to get there though. You'll never get there as long as you continue to use and continue to use the same old habits. You'll never be able to see it. You need that level of sobriety to be able to pull back out of it to see what the fuck you're actually doing from a higher perspective, right? Because no one is going to tell you. Like attracts like, right? Law of attraction, misery loves company. You attract what you are. And that's just the thing, man. And you think it's all normal because the people that you probably bring into your life, they're on the same level, they're on the same frequency, they're drunks and they're drug addicts and they're, you know, they've got nothing. And so it's great, right? You can all just be fucking, you know, losing at life the same way, and everybody else is to blame. It's usually what happens. But sometimes it takes a particular person. For me, it was a mentor I found online that got me to kind of wake up and see what I was doing to myself. And the thing is, man, it happens differently for everybody. You know, you just get to a point where it's like, well, I want something different than this. Now, this is just kind of shit, and I'm sick of waking up with a hangover. I'm sick of being fucking crippled with freaking anxiety and hatred and depression and fucking and just have this life of regret, you know. And that's what it is, man. These addictions lead to regret because you know you shouldn't be doing these things. We do them anyway. Now, this is obviously a wide spectrum when it comes to addiction. Some people are what we call functional alcoholics, who do have their life together, who do get up and go to work every day, who never misses, and can come home and have a few beers and whatever and do their thing and go to bed and get up and do it again. I couldn't. That was my fucking thing, right? I just couldn't. I really was intrigued by the people who could do that. I mean, if I drank, I'd be just fucking sick as a dog for like almost a week, man. I wouldn't even be back to normal. It'd take me days, man, to come out of it. But some people can just get up and just go, man, and I envy those people. Not to say that that's the kind of alcoholic that I'd want to be, but some people can do it, right? But you're still not in your natural state. You're still not in your optimal state. You're still not your best version of yourself, man. Just think about if you could do that while consuming alcohol and still get up and not miss a fucking day. Think about how more powerful you'd be if you were fucking sober, man. You'd be like unstoppable, so to speak, right? But this is the thing, man. It all boils down to an addiction, to a vice of some sort, and that's where all the suffering comes from. That's where all the mental illnesses come from. That's where everything comes from, man, because it's basically ruining your fucking your whole friggin' system, man. Nothing works proper, man. The brain doesn't function proper. The body doesn't function properly. Nothing works. It's poison is what you're putting into your body. Simple as that. Small levels of poison, man. And the body eventually says, no more. We got to do something different. And you'll just get to that point in your life where it's like, yeah, sort of sick of living like this, sort of sick of feeling like this, sort of sick of the way my reality is, and pull back, and then the journey begins, man. It's not an overnight fix. It takes a long, long time. It takes years. So that's the journey that you want to go on, man. You know, kudos. I love seeing people sober up and start to see a different perspective on life and get out of that victim mindset. So with that being said, we're 11 minutes in, so take it easy. See you in the next.